banks, development financial institutions, and funds comprised of Standard Bank of South Africa, Absa Bank, Societe Generale, Mauritius Commercial Bank, 91 Barrack Fund SPS Limited, and the Development Bank of Southern Africa. The fund, which comprises of a syndicated loan facility of $325 million and a $100 million mezzanine loan facility, will be used to refine existing debt and finance the next phase of expansion projects by the company. The project to be financed with the facility includes a 100-kilometer natural gas pipeline to Ghana's second-largest city, Kumasi, from the western region, a 200 MMSFD gas conditioning plant at Prestea, Ghana, and a natural gas liquid storage terminal at Takoradi Port as a major step in Gence's decarbonization strategy to achieve net zero carbon by 2035. The construction of the natural gas pipeline to Kumasi and the gas processing plant in Prestea will have significant economic and environmental benefit not only for Gence but also for Ghana and the West African sub-region. An anonymous Chinese merchant has spent $376 million on 13 tankers to execute ship-to-ship transfers of Russian crude in the mid-Atlantic, data from maritime intelligence site Lloyd List shows. According to the report, an unknown buyer has acquired 5 Afrimax tankers, 7 large crude carriers, and 1 Suezmax ship through purchases between Hong Kong and China. The buyer purchased 10 of the ships between May and July, and all 13 are linked to the same office building in Dalian, China. The fleet represents the core of a new high-risk transshipment hub for Russian crude in international waters off the west coast of Portugal. Between each of the vessels is at least 15 years old. They are likely beyond the charter of most traditional oil companies and came without typical financing, which suggests the mystery Chinese buyer is cash-rich, according to the report. The fleet, which shows no sign of breaching any sanctions, demonstrates how Moscow's war on Ukraine has led to a new furtive oil market that operates beyond the scope of traditional trade route, all while remaining compliant with insurance and regulations. As early as May, reports emerged of ship-to-ship transfer of Russian crude on the high seas. The dark transfer has surged as buyers seek to obscure the origins of supplies. While ship-to-ship transfer are not unusual from small to large tankers during long-haul voyages, they can be risky. Transfers typically occur in sheltered waters to reduce the risk of spills, not in the open ocean. Meanwhile, traders have attempted to avoid affiliation with Moscow through other means, including moving cargoes marked destination unknown. A 366 meters long container ship belonging to Harper Lloyd was involved in a collision with a fishing vessel in a shipping lane off the coast of Brest, France. The collision took place early Wednesday morning, involving the container ship MVN Seine Express and a French fishing vessel named Coral, which was damaged but managed to stay afloat. The container ship suffered a gash in its hull measuring approximately 6 meters long by 1 meter wide, about 3.5 meters above its waterline. No injuries were reported. The ships were reportedly navigating in the downbound lane of the Kisan traffic separation scheme west of Brest when the accident occurred, resumed its voyage to the port of Lirent without assistance while the Ancient Express is heading for Gibraltar, where it undergo repairs before heading for its final destination in Singapore. The incident was first reported by Regional Operational Center for Surveillance and Rescue in Coursing, France. Ancient Express is a 13,500 TEU capacity container ship registered in the Marshall Island and operated by Hapag-Lloyd. France has launched an investigation into the incidents. Port productivity remains a huge hurdle for the U.S. supply chain as billions of dollars of product are at anchor or landlocked, and a shift to use of East Coast port over West Coast port creates new pressures. In the past 3 months, vessel capacity between the Far East and the U.S. East Coast has risen by 18.9% year-on-year, according to Ocean and Air Freight Research from Zenita. While the West Coast continued to have the lead in market share of Far East container ship at 59.8%, it is continuing to lose more capacity to the East Coast as logistics managers move away from the West Coast out of fear of a labor strike. This has impacted on trucking and rail companies that serve the West Coast because there is less container volumes to move. Rail companies BNSF, owned by Berkshire Hathaway, the Union Pacific, specifically serve the West Coast port. On the flip side, it is a boom in rail and truck service on the East Coast with an increase in volume. Norfolk Southern and CSX are the rail companies that serve the East Coast port. On this note, to wrap up this morning's edition of Maritime and Port News, proudly sponsored by the Ghana Shippers Authority, they provide you with the best in all your shipping solutions. Contact them at the Shippers House in Accra. My name is Nanisi Boatima, producer Kwekwa Boache. Have a great day.
Yensu akwan suju medie hia mo man bia nkanko. Edi Ghana, eku wiase na di wiase so ba Ghana.